Hi. Well, thank you for having me. It's nice to meet both you and Mike. My name is Dira Kali. I am an oracle and an alchemist, and essentially, I help people remember who they are outside of surviving.
Yes. And listen, you are a divine presence and your voice is captivating. Let me just say that first, okay? And
I appreciate that.
of course. And it's like, I am so happy that the universe aligned us because just the power, even before I heard your voice, was what captured me. So just a little
Mm.
insight on how we kind of crossed paths. I was on Threads. Threads is toxic, let me just say that. But through the toxicity,
It is ironic.
through the toxicity, you can meet genuine souls. And meeting Dira is something that I really value because a woman of her caliber, just the online presence is what women need to be, okay? Just the no nonsense, know what you want, know who you are, and how to live without survival mode, if that makes sense, like how she was saying. And I just would like to know, have you always been an empowered person, or is this something that you had to grow to be?
That's a beautiful question. I have not always been this empowered. I had to grow into this, growing out of the people pleaser, overachiever, eldest daughter trope.
I heard about that eldest daughter trope, and we actually did a podcast about that. Now, I'm an only child. Well, my daddy got kids, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But on my mom's side, I'm an only child, so I did have to take care of a lot or grow up fast, I should say, because I had a mother who was um, an immigrant. So therefore, having to learn the cultures of from my original culture, which is Haitian, and then also mashing that up with the American culture, and having to teach her and kind of find, you know, like the fine line in between, it aged me faster. You know, being a translator is a lot of work when you're like 5 years old. You feel me? So it's like, you know, and I was very intrigued about the oracle and the alchemist portion. Can you talk about what transitioned you to become that divine feminine that you project today?
Of course. To do that, I got to give you a little bit of a brief backstory.
Yes.
I started out as, and like you said, of the growing up fast and early, I'm the oldest daughter and oldest granddaughter.
Mm,
And in taking care of siblings and parents who did not have the emotional capacity to raise us the way we would have liked to have been, you grow up really fast and you miss out on a lot of things. So the alchemist part comes in. I didn't know who I was for the first 30 some years of my life. I went to work, I worked as a registered nurse, picked up all the extra shifts, and tried to work my way through the ladder, and never found any fulfillment or peace out of it. And so when my spiritual journey hit 7, 8 years ago, that's when everything turned around almost overnight because it was just like, I can't do this anymore. I have to make some kind of a pivot or my life is going to go in a direction I don't really want it to go in. And it was in the midst of that spiritual journey that I realized that I don't just have a gift for caregiving, which, yes, I do still call it a gift, even though that's just sort of how I raised myself, is caring for other people. But in that, I discovered, more mystical abilities, how strong my intuition was, and that I could tap into various other things that weren't limited to the natural world. And so Oracle and Alchemist sort of came. I stumbled on the Oracle as I was realizing I was an alchemist.
mm. That's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
Yes. And a lot of people feel like, especially in today's society, we hear words like oracle or alchemist and we think, oh, maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline. But no, everyone can become an alchemist. It's simply someone who takes the energy around them and within them and creates the reality that they yearn. you know? And it may sound hard to do, but just like riding a bike is baby steps. And just like Dira said, she wasn't always this way. She had to shift. And I loved when you said, hey, I realized my life is not going to be the way in the direction that you want it to be. And we have to be able to become conscious enough with ourselves, like, if I'm not happy with something, then I need to change it. How can I do that? And I was watching a video and they were speaking on how, oh, the world is doomed, and things are just at a disarray, and all these wars and stuff is happening and people are crashing out. What words of wisdom would you have for people who feel like that the reality that we're in is uncontrollable?
That's an excellent question. I answer this one as an oracle. What I would say to people is focus on what you want to see happen, on what feels like it's the closest to the outcome that you want. And I say that as someone who has found the balance between seeing what's happening in the natural world, acknowledging all of the harm and everything that's going on, while also saying, you know what? I'm not going to put my focus into that. Instead, I'm going to focus on solutions and what's actually going to potentially work out and lead us to where we want to go, rather than rehashing or ruminating on the problem. So I would tell people it will get worse before it gets better, but it does get better.
Yes. You have to always claim it and it shall be. I definitely resonate with that. Beautifully said. So we talked a little bit about the seriousness of things, in your point of view. I want to kind of cheer up or pump up the volume a little bit. And Mike's a gamer, so he was really interested in hearing about, your mindset on some games. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Mike ask you some questions, and then I'll come back in on the spiritual side.
I think we're gonna go.
Sounds good.
That's great. Awesome. Let me get the contract.
Yeah, so I've been gaming since I was a child, and it's just always been something that's just very entertaining, and it's a great way to meet like different mindsets and new people. So I was wondering, because Kay told me about how you're into cozy game. I was wondering, like, what does your gaming background look like?
Oh boy. I love this question. So my gaming background looks like between the ages of, we'll say, 6 and 12, it was beating my brother at every Super Mario, Street Fighter, and tech game I could get my hands on, including Soul Calibur as well, throwing that out there.
Ooh.
And then once I hit 20s, I want to say that was about the right time. Whenever it was that World of Warcraft came out, I didn't do the initial launch, but shortly thereafter I started playing that game, and most of my gaming experiences with World of Warcraft and various other Blizzard games.
Okay, okay. Would you say you are today maybe more of a solo gamer, or do you like to game with other people, like you have friend groups?
Here's what I'll say about that. Today, I'm more of a solo gamer. I like, my cozy games, the farming games, and even some of the games where you have like you make little witchy potions and things. Those are a lot of fun. But I am not closed off to having a friend gaming group, because that was one of the things I really enjoyed about MMOs, is being able to play with other people. Some of my best friends are all over the world, and they're people I played World of Warcraft with 20 years ago.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I enjoy the friend groups myself. That's the way I keep in touch with a lot of good people. I mean, um, a lot of great people are scattered across the world, and you're not gonna meet them in your vicinity, or even sometimes on your travels. Gaming is a great way to reach out across the globe to like connect with people. And the
Ab-
last thing I wanted to ask, oh, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say absolutely. I agree.
Okay. And the last thing I wanted to ask you was about the astrology part of it, because I have always wanted to meet and just have a back and forth with someone who had some depth with astrology. I've had so many questions. Can you tell me like how you got into it?
Of course, yeah. It's Astrology is one of my favorite things to dive into and talk about. So I usually have to put a little timer meter on myself, but astrology astrology was one of those things where when you first jump into a spiritual or a self-discovery or self-awareness journey even, you start to realize that there are tools everywhere that can help you go within and return to yourself. So when I talk about remembering who you are outside of survival, I didn't incarnate here to be a nurse and work 12-hour shifts for the rest of my life. I incarnated to experience things, to learn, to grow things, to share love, spread love, things of that nature. And so astrology was one of the tools I came across where at first I was like, these horoscopes they're cute, they're nice, they make me feel good. But the more I learned about my natal chart and astrology itself, the more I realized it's more like a cosmic language that describes creation, big C, and the creation that we can do as people, little c.
I like
I
that.
love how you put that. I love how
Yes.
you.
So, do you provide services? I know you said, like, I did go ahead and post the link to her link tree. So, you guys, everyone who came in, who watches the VOD, and I'll also put this on YouTube as well. Um, what type of services do you provide?
So the services I provide are, I do have a general consultation where I look at the birth chart. It's a combination of reading astrology and reading energy. And, I can look at the birth chart and essentially answer any question a person has. I don't even get your birth information until we're on the call together. That way people know that I'm reading it on the fly. And it brings a little bit more trust into the situation. So I do offer personal consultations and readings. I am also opening a membership specifically for women currently. I would like to open one for men down the road, but I'm not sure what that looks like.
Right.
But the membership that I'm running it's a guided natal chart self-study, because learning my chart changed my life. It changed my perspective and how I see myself. And I've helped clients do that with themselves, for themselves rather, over the years. And so now I'm opening that up into a bigger platform where we'll just kind of go through it, month by month. Each zodiac season, you hear people talking about it. Now you know how it applies to you.
Gotcha. And I've actually been I'm gonna book for a consultation too. So it's like I actually have been getting into like life path numbers and also the natal chart as well. So I've heard some people, make some things shake because like you were saying, astrology is about energy. And a lot of people like, oh, I'm a Scorpio, you know what I mean? Like they don't understand that the hour that you were born, the season, the day, even the time, like it's just all of that aligns with who you and the energy that became who you are, like of course everything is not set in stone and you can always shift yourself, but there are some core values that are embedded in us, and I've just become so intrigued by it because I'm like, I have more power than they made me feel I had, and it's like it's overwhelming, but it is empowering in a sense because it's like, dang, I can make myself whoever, like build a character just like a game, like I can build my and customize my character, and that just makes me feel like more motivated to not stay stagnant with myself and to not limit myself, into social constructs that people, give us. So I appreciate that. And y'all better go book you a little consultation, honey. Learn about yourself so you can become better if that's what you want. Cause some people just want to be a potato, and we ain't gonna stop them from doing that, right?
Everything's valid.
Now I know our time is almost up. I wanted to ask about this dancing and this gardening. Like, what type of dancing you be doing, Dara?
Oh, yes, that's one of my favorite things to do. So, dancing movement itself is medicine, and
Yes.
dancing is something I used to love doing. It's an inner child thing. I used to love doing it as a child. Just now, as adult, I have more reasons to dance, we'll put it that way. And so I
Yes.
learned a long time ago when I started to get more connected with life around me, we'll say that my plants perk up a little bit when I dance with my plants. I
Hey.
used to sing to them. I'm not sure my singing voice is what I want it to be, but they don't seem to mind. So, but yeah, generally the dancing is it's my own version. Afro beats always get me moving. It's just my own version
Yes.
of moving towards that. And as soon as I can find a dance class, because there were specific types of dances that I wanted to learn, but those are trickier to find. So now it's just I put on the music and I move.
Do you do in person work or is everything just online?
Right now, everything is online. I am making the transition to in person.
Okay. Do you have any like future goals or I know they say don't say everything, but do you have anything that you feel comfortable sharing like plans for the future?
Let's just say I am looking for ways to bridge spiritual healing and land healing. That's my big goal.
Yes. Okay. And you know what's interesting? I got a message today about like grid workers, is that what it is? I apologize
Yes.
if that it is. Okay,
Hmm.
so I got a message today about grid workers and how, if you don't know what that is, not speaking you because I know you got it, but for people who are watching, grid workers are basically people who they can't stay in the same place for long. They basically have a contract that they have to fulfill, and they are led by the energy and spirit to go certain places and to basically be a walking tower moment and a mirror to others to help you elevate if you so choose. Do you have any words on grid workers by chance? Like any thoughts, any experiences? Are you a grid worker?
Absolutely, yes. As soon as you said walking tower moment, I see. Yep, that's the one. It's here's what I will say about that. Grid work looks different for everyone.
Right.
My version of it started as meeting and connecting with specific people. I noticed growing up, we moved every few years because I grew up as a military kid. And then, even as my nursing career took off, I picked up travel nursing. So I was moving around every 3 to 6 months. And I found that wherever I went, there were big changes in the lives of people who were closest to me. And then as I got older, it became less about just the people and more about something in the specific area. So I'm also a Air Force veteran. So where I'm currently
Ah,
living, I'm getting more involved in the veteran community, and I've noticed it's probably one of the most solid veteran communities I've ever lived in.
nice. I love that.
Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you. It's
Thank you.
man, I just feel like you're just I'm every woman. Like for real, honey. You just need a banner and a badge and a crown, honey, because at this point, what do you not do besides being negative? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just been an honor to meet you, and I just I'm excited to do like work with you in the future and also do like some networking, and we'll talk about that too, you know what I mean, all for the podcast. So I'm just trying to build a tribe of women who can boost this divine energy, honey, because all this womp 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 and these wars and stuff like that, we gotta cut it. Because literally, and that's what I was saying earlier today, like a lot of people think that all of these um, obstacles that are being faced or talked about are just like, oh, it's just now happening. All of these have been seeded from the original birth of the planet. Like there has always been some type of friction and imbalance, and it's just starting to, I feel like the veil is very thin. A lot of people are becoming more aware of themselves, or at least what they don't like about themselves. And it's just about shifting that mentality from woe is me to wow, let's go ahead and fix me. You know what I mean? And fixing yourself doesn't have to be a chore. Make it a game. Make it some type of uplifting event, like, dang, look at me. I'm a general in the curse breaking army. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't it be fun to be a better you? And anytime you speak on community, I feel like people just become so deterred and scared to come together. Like, what would be your advice if someone said, Dira, I just feel so lost and I just wish that this world would change? How can I empower myself?
Oh, I've been waiting for this question. So I, I have an analogy that I shared with somebody a few years back, and what I tell people is when it comes to looking for your group of people or your soul family, you can look at it like certain game makeups. I'll use a gaming example.
Yeah.
So in World of Warcraft, when you raid, you fight one boss. It started out as 20 people. I think it got up to 40. But you got a bunch of people that go in with the same goal to defeat that boss.
Mm-hmm.
But in that party of 20 to 40 people, not everybody is doing the same thing. You have
Right.
one or two people who have the boss's attention. Those are your tanks. Then you have several people, more than that. You've probably got most of the raid that's doing damage, but there's different types. You've got range damage, you've got up close damage, and then you have the 5 or 6 people who are the healers.
Mm.
They're not doing damage. Their job is not to get the boss's attention. Their job is to support the rest of the group. And so, what I tell people in consultations, or even when I'm talking to people online or out in public, is like if you're looking for your people, you need to know who you are and what it is that you have to offer to a community. Because
Right.
when you know that, you stand in that authentic expression, and your community, it's almost like you magnetize each other. You
Yes.
sort of come toward your community and they come towards you. So I had to realize in that example that I was a healer and not a tank. And that's
Okay.
when I come to my group.
Yes,
Yeah,
baby. I'm
yeah.
not trying to be no tank, honey.
Exactly.
Mm-mm. There was a. Do you watch anime by chance?
I do. Yes, I love anime.
Okay, so I love you more. That's one. Okay, so I've been rewatching JJK. Shout out to the new season. Woo woo.
Mm-hmm.
But I adore when there is like a team battle, right? And then someone feels so secure that that other person has their back that they may hear the monster coming, but they don't even have to turn around because they know that Itadori or Chozo is going to have my back. You feel me? And I just want us to become that, you know, that I just need us to thrive in that manner, in that mindset, because change can occur if we all put our little seasoning in the pot. You know what I mean? It takes more than you to make that change, but it does start with you to make that change. And I love how you said you have to know who you are so that you know what you have to add into that collective. Because I really need people to open their eyes and say that we need you on different pieces of the field. And just your little presence can cause a big impact. And so, if you are having issues with where you want to align and what you want to do, definitely click that link. Check out Dira Kali and just get a consultation and just listen to what she has to say. And just her energy, I just feel like there's no judgment. I feel like there won't be any type of, you gotta do this. It's, hey, I'm gonna open the gate for you. And is there anything else that you would like to leave with us before we part ways tonight?
The only thing I would like to leave with is, as much as I come off with some intensity on social media, my focus is play. Many of us have worked and worked and worked and done our best to survive. And it is my belief that we now get to play. So
Yes.
I'm here for the gaming analogies. I'm here for the anime analogies,
Yes.
which, by the way, I love JJK. And of my 2 kids, one of them is a Gojo fan and the other one is a Suka fan, which I guess I
Oh,
should say.
wow.
So, but I would love to encourage people to lean into play, whatever that looks like, whether it's getting lost in your favorite fantasy book,
Yeah.
spending some time gaming and connecting with your people in gaming, or even if it's just crocheting or gardening. It's have a range of things you do that fulfill you and bring you back to that place of joy that some of us have forgotten when we,
Yes.
disconnected from our inner child. So look for the joy in the play.
Yes, and that is a topic that Mike and I need to cover, the inner child, because you see a lot of people's inner childs come out in adulthood, and that's where we got to start the healing from, because you can't grow your mindset if you're still holding on to the past. So thank you for bringing that up. And I am so honored, and this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come speak with Mike and I. And I'm just so grateful for this, and I look forward to, networking events where we can heal this consciousness together. Mike, do you have
Yeah.
anything you would like to add?
I just want to say thank you. This has been very enlightening, and I'll be looking for a consultation soon.
Okay. Shoot, we finna book it up, honey. And let me know
I
if you need a
agree.
jingle. I'll make one for you.
Actually, you know what? Maybe we should talk about that sometime. But
Yes.
I want to thank you both for having me. It has been a pleasure to speak with both of you. I love the energy. I love what you're doing. And I'm honored that you thought of me. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. It was a great stream. It was a great day. Now it's time for me to wash my body, hit the hay. I appreciate ya if you came through for the whole time or for a second too. I wanna tell you that you are the son above. If you never get it, baby, get some love. Keep your head high and that hate low. I'ma see you soon. Okay, time to go.